Hey guys!
Hello, sorry we're late.
It's my
Uploading a
fault.
YouTube video.
No, it's my fault. Just blame it on me.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Code Blast's fault. What a horrible human being.
I know, right?
All right, like let
Anyways, how you
me
guys
just
doing?
yeah, you talk to that while I quickly post, do my usual thing.
Okay.
Oh,
So Eastern.
Eastern, we're not seeing your screen for some reason.
I can see it.
On YouTube, we're not seeing it.
Oh.
I don't even.
I mean, it worked for the Planet Coaster and Chill
How do
stream.
I
Yeah.
try it? Try it again.
Whoa!
Can you see it now? Yes.
No.
Oh,
Hold on, give
yep,
it a second.
yep. It's
Oh, you're
looking
seeing it
at
on YouTube? Oh, yes, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. All right, great.
Oh.
Awesome.
Oh.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. You guys can start.
All right.
All right.
So this is a
Basically,
picture of Steel Vengeance, guys.
yeah. Steel Vengeance, as you know, had its media day event, where all the media went out, and now they have had their first rider event. So a lot of the enthusiasts that aren't media have been able to come out and ride it and get their opinions on it. So, what do you think, Code Blast, about all of this and like the reviews that you've heard, and what you've seen on video, and just what are you thinking about it?
So this is the type of ride, kind of like when Millennium Force started out. Everyone was just saying this is the best coaster in the world. This is the best coaster in the world. Like that's all they're getting.
Right.
Just the immediate first comment of anyone's review is like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite coaster, and it's the best coaster I've ever ridden. So it has to be the best ever."
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It's not the type of ride that seems overrated either.
Right.
So I feel like everybody, like enthusiasts and GP, are gonna love it. So
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. The ride looks amazing. Oh my god, we're live. Yeah. I'm just reading the comments. But Steel Vengeance opened. I think it looks amazing. I've been saying this for like the past 2 weeks now. Pacing looks great. I think a lot of people are giving it high scores. I've seen a lot of people have it as their new number one. People are riding it over and over and over. So clearly the ride is, going to hit the home run with this coaster. And I think it's really good. Brendan, are you here?
I am here.
Okay, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on just everything going on with Steel Vengeance?
Well, it clearly has pacing issues. It has pacing issues. It looks boring. They could have spent more money on it. The theming isn't that great. I'm kidding.
All right, we're removing Brendan from Amusement Insiders here.
No, the ride is obviously insane. Everyone we talk to is absolutely in love with it. We got a chance to speak to the director of communications at Canada's Wonderland, and she didn't even have words to describe this coaster.
Right.
They absolutely love it. I haven't heard a single bad review except for people that aren't able to fit on the attraction. But the ride looks insane. We're going to be there literally in 2 Fridays from now.
Yeah, so it's amazing.
We'll give our own review on it.
Yeah,
you can't really bash this ride at this point.
No, yeah. I also just noticed something. There's speakers on the lip still.
Yeah.
Feel anyone?
No.
Aww. Brendan.
Hyperion!
Why does it look like they didn't? Why did it look like they were too lazy to finish painting it, so they just painted it all one color?
It really looks ugly.
It does. Why is it all black?
I don't know. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what really happened. Hyperion was topped off. So it's around 256 feet, I'm pretty sure. And they placed the top part of it. So now the ride has been topped off. And they are, construction is moving pretty fast. A lot of people are saying that this is going to be better than Steel Vengeance. It looks better, all that. So how about we start with you, Brendan? What are your thoughts on Hyperion and, what we've heard about it and what we know?
So, yeah, I'm going to do a whole video on a Hyperion. Hyperion is a coaster that was kind of like, I wasn't even looking forward to. I didn't really pay much attention to it. It was at the bottom of my list for 2018, 2019 and future. And then slowly, as I learned more, like I became more and more interested in it. And the layout looks insane. The drop looks insane. I wish it was a giga. I don't know. Something about it, like it just being 256 feet, is bothering me. Like I wish it was 300 feet. If it was 300 feet, it would have slaughtered Steel Vengeance. It looks like it has a nice twisty layout. It's got great elements that I wish Leviathan had. It looks amazing. But Steel Vengeance is a whole package, in my opinion. It's got everything, and that's why Steel Vengeance will probably beat out this coaster for best new attraction.
Okay, Code Blast.
I don't like the look of this thing at all.
Oh.
Like,
okay.
I find it's almost like walking up to the entrance and seeing what the entrance looks like right next to it. It looks like an eyesore. It's like, there's this random big black roller coaster here that they didn't bother adding color to.
Yeah.
And it almost like blends into the trees and you can't see parts of it as well. I don't know how it'd be in person, but it kind of gives me that vibe. Maybe it's not actually black and it's like a very, very dark blue.
Right.
But yeah, it's...
One thing I thought about, which might be a weird concept, but maybe they're just putting together the ride and then they're painting it. I mean, I know they probably wouldn't do that, but that's the only other thing I can think of as to why this ride is black. Like, there's no other explanation as to why it's black. Yeah. So, like, either this is the final color scheme, or they're going to be painting it later on.
I don't see why they would do that, but...
I know, yeah.
It's kind of a weird way to build a coaster. But before we end that, I think the ride looks pretty decent, ride experience-wise. I've seen all the POVs that they've posted.
Okay.
It looks closer to the Vekoma one than they originally did.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of interesting. Is that a JoJo roll over there?
Oh my god, there's a red bug or something on the screen.
Get rid of your bugs.
Hey.
Okay, I have so many thoughts about this. Okay, I just want to say, like, I did call launch, and I do think it's going to be a launched coaster. But a Mac double launch, and this is like made on Microsoft Paint. So, I get it. We all want this coaster, and Carowinds is definitely getting a good coaster, and it's probably going to be a launch coaster. But when you're handed something on Microsoft Paint, you have to take it with a huge grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
fabulous.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, I could say the first inversion coming off the first launch kind of looks like a not that one, the second one actually. That one kind of looks like it'd be a better place for a Norwegian loop instead of a vertical loop. Also, the possible inversion there, that's definitely some sort of corkscrew.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it could be like a downward twisty thing.
Or it could be an airtime hill.
It also looks like the first part of the layout doesn't look like much is going on.
It's really the second half where...
They could have evened it out a little bit more like Helix had.
But it looks amazing if it is the true.
Yeah, the layout looks great. Top hat thing, kind of, you could think probably possible Helix type thing where it has the inverted top hat. If it's an inverted top hat. That one looks more like it'd be a vertical loop to me. Otherwise, it just twist around. Final kind of inline twist like Helix has into the final brake run. The inversion right out of the station is interesting too.
Yeah, it reminds me of Hydra. Obviously not different manufacturers, different ride types, but the sense that most likely that's going to be something like a JoJo roll on a.
You take it out of the station. Maybe they could interact it with the queue line. If they wanted to, honestly, that'd be kind of cool. You see the train just roll over your head.
If Carowinds does get this, not only will they win Best New Attraction in 2019, but that park will literally be one of the most well-rounded, and like it's going to move to the top. Like Carowinds might become my favorite park if this is true. They have the B&M Giga, they have the B&M Hyper, then they have a Mac double launch coaster. Like.
Get another wooden coaster
and then little upgrades on top of that, like
possibly like removal or RMC of Hurler. If if they want to go that route with Hurler.
But then they need like a wooden coaster. Yeah. Honestly, if they get this RMC Hurler and get a good wooden coaster, I think this might be the next park to rival Cedar Point. Just because of how well rounded they are, and they're not all coasters. Like they have family rides and thrill rides.
But they also don't have that many coasters compared to other Cedar Fair parks too.
Yeah.
Could they rival Maverick with this?
They could. But Maverick also has a smaller trains to fit tighter turns. This feels like it'd be a little more drawn out.
Yeah.
If you look at how Helix moves and how Blue Fire moves, they feel the turns feel a little more drawn out than Mavericks do. That just snaps from side to side constantly.
But
the one thing that bothers me about this is the second launch, like the first half of the ride is almost non-existent.
Yeah. It doesn't have.
It's literally like launch, loop, possible inversion, turn, helix into another launch. Like that seems like a waste almost.
Yeah. I could also see someone in this group possibly making a recreation of this concept in the near future.
Do we have any good Planet Coaster recreators?
Do we? I don't even know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think he's not here right now. Can we take him out?
I do think whoever is the really good Planet Coaster maker might just be making this layout in the future, and you'll see a video of it on Amusement Insider. So
I love how he's also talking about himself in the third person now.
You know what?
Yeah. All right. Next topic. Anything else?
Nope. Next.
Oh my God.
So like we said, guys, we're trying to make these short and sweet. We're trying to make the weekly updates a lot shorter for you guys because a lot of people were like, oh, you really don't have like 30 minutes to an hour to watch. So we're trying to make them 30 minutes max, if you're wondering why we're going so quick.
Yeah, but Dave has this, as you can see, if this will decide to move. I don't know how to make it move, but this was from February, and Dave said, memories of our Leviathan launch campaign in 2012. Billboard production costs were high, but impressions were massive. And then they show this, billboard of an 80-degree drop from 306 feet, and then you have it diving off. So, Brendan, I know you were talking about this tweet, and you were bringing it back up in relation to 2019. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think what's going on is really interesting. What I'm going to talk about isn't me going, yes, this thing's going to be a Giga Dive coaster. Kenner's One already has a Giga coaster. Having 2 Giga coasters, yes, does it really make sense? But some people are saying, but in that same mindset, like a lot of parks don't make sense. So I just want to dive into this a little bit more because I do find it interesting. So Dave kind of put this tweet out, and yes, it could have meant nothing, but back in the day, if any of you remember, I thought it did mean something, and I thought it was kind of like a teaser, a small little teaser. And with the track markings being released today, and we had kind of known the track markings a bit ago. DM is obviously dive machine, and then you have G. G could mean nothing. G could mean giant. G could mean giga, or it could mean endless possibilities. But going down the possible giga route, dive machine giga, then going back and looking at kind of this tweet and also looking at, the start of the project, certain aspects of the project. We know whatever this coaster is. So let's say it's a dive coaster now. So Amusement Insiders, we're gonna call it a dive. Yeah. So we know this dive coaster dives down into Vortex, comes out, heads over Vortex, heads towards Timberwolf Falls. There's construction in the Timberwolf Falls area. There's markings in the Timberwolf Falls area up into the sign, queue line. And then we know it does a lot because there's a lot of footers on Skyward's Plot of Land. That's a long way out. So taking that into consideration, this could potentially, now we obviously don't know, but just considering the Giga route, there is some things to think and take seriously from what we've seen and are seeing on the project. Like, could it possibly be a Giga? It's probably not going to be, but there is a chance it could be, and there are some signs that maybe point us towards a Giga Dive machine. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. They might have posted. This could mean many things. Posting the 306 feet, maybe that could mean that if this really is a Giga Dive machine, then it's going to be taller than 306 feet, maybe. I mean, that's how I feel. Like, oh, it's just 306 feet. Maybe if it's a Giga Dive machine, they're going to make it taller. And making it taller would mean that it most likely be higher than 306 feet. Again, like what you said, it could mean giant dive machine or Giga Dive machine. So, we know the DM is dive machine, but the G could mean a variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it is a Giga Dive machine, it would make sense because the layout does seem pretty long. We've seen the footers, we've seen all of that. And if it's going, diving into Vortex, going through it, going near Timberwolf, possibly going over to Whitewater Canyon, just going everywhere all over the place. If it's a Giga Dive machine, it makes sense because, you need a lot of speed to get throughout the entire layout. So if it is a Giga Dive machine, then it would make sense of it going throughout all those places since you need a lot of speed to be able to make it through out the layout. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bluff?
I don't think it's going to be a Giga Dive machine.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like too big for what they're going for.
Mm.
Or like for what dive machines are. You know what I mean?
It's a valid point because if it was a Giga Dive, why would they need a tunnel, right?
Right.
The tunnel would also be a lot longer if you look at Leviathan's pullout.
Actually, we could measure that to compare that. I do think this tunnel is very similar to Leviathan, if not longer.
An extra video in the future. But no, if you look at Leviathan's pullout, it looks a lot longer. Again, I haven't been to the park until Friday this week, so I wouldn't know how long it is in relation to Leviathan's pullout. But I'm gonna take some survey pictures for you guys when I go, and I'm sure Brendan would do the same before I do.
I'm probably gonna be measuring it right when we get off.
No, I want to do this. I want to take credit for it, Brendan. But yeah.
Can we go to the track pictures?
That's the one thing that I need to see first. Oh,
finally.
Someone screwed up with the stapling.
It's almost like tarp is Wonderland's biggest enemy, and it always seems like I'm there right when the tarp is uncovered.
Exposed.
These pictures are from an amazing person, by the way. These are not my pictures. This person is Thrill Spirits on Instagram. Yes. Thrill Spirits is now a Canada's Wonderland rep for Amusement Insiders. So he gave us these amazing pictures and also the testing footage in the Flying Canoes video. So thank you to him. Go follow him. Absolutely amazing. He has a good phone too, so the images come out actually pretty decent. So he happened to be right there when the tarp. So it was a really windy day and the tarp was blowing. I noticed it was blowing earlier, but the security guard when I was there was like super aggressive. But there was a group of people that decided to ignore the security guard and kind of get the picture to the best they could from like the edge of the curb. And
did they like walk up and go click click click, walk away?
Yeah, I don't really know.
That's almost what it looks. Actually, no, never mind. They're not in succession.
But what's interesting here is, so we know the track is 10 by 9 bolts. So very similar to Valraven. I believe Valraven's 10 by 9. I could be wrong. Is it 10 by 9? Yeah.
I think so.
So Valraven's is 10 by 9. It's very thick. But what's also interesting is you can see a lot of the tunnel was done, but now there's a lot of what looks like typical scaffolding for rock work and stuff going on in there. So like, themed # what's in the tunnel. But also you see the DMG that we were talking about. The other codes don't really mean much. I just lost my train of thought and what I was just gonna say. Rock work.
I have a feeling the scaffolding is in there for now, just to make sure that water doesn't like push the tunnel walls in during the season. Because Vortex is running, they want to know how much.
No. There's a bunch of materials in there. You see right in front.
Okay, then it's just storage. Never mind.
I
see the I-beams, train tracks.
So Jarrett has a really good question. I want to answer this because I said I had a different answer a week ago than I do now. So Jarrett asked, do you guys think that they're going to pause construction for the open season on the dive or continue on as normal? I personally, I'm going to change my answer now from what I'm seeing, and construction will most likely continue. I think this project is big. I think that we're seeing evidence of either a splashdown or a second tunnel, which you'll see in my construction update coming soon, probably tomorrow. And yeah, so I think we are going to see construction continue. I mean, if you've gone to the park, you can see that they're nowhere near done on Skyward Land, and there's no signs of them stopping. So what do you guys think?
No, not at all. They're going to keep continuing.
Yeah, I think they might. I think they won't do as much as they did on the off season. I think there'll be like minimal work that goes on, but for the most part, I think they're gonna like wait. They might slow down on construction and then pick it back up in August and July, like late July, beginning August. You know what I mean? I think they're gonna do that, and yeah.
I have a feeling like maybe mid-July or something, we might see more track show up. And then they're going to put station, first turn, final brake run, transfer table, storage track.
Well, what's interesting is the crane is still sitting in the parking lot for a reason, right? The unloading crane.
Yeah.
There's obviously going to be other stuff showing up there.
I would even say I would expect to maybe see transfer track and transfer track like supports because they look different showing up shortly.
But
I didn't send you the pictures that we were going to talk about, right, on the other areas?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, is that all the pictures for the weekly update so far? And then should I just talk about? Okay, so let's leave it on that picture right now. So I've been at the park for the past 3 days, and I've noticed a lot. So you heard me just talk about Timberwolf Falls has removal markings on a lot of its objects. So the lampposts and the queue line are all marked for removal. The tree from the entrance to Timberwolf's queue all the way to the construction site, a lot of them are marked for removal. And we have footers in Timberwolf Falls. So one can assume either Timberwolf Falls is about to get a massive upgrade, like similar to Knott's Berry Farm, different because it's longer, or maybe it's going to be removed and there's a new midway with this coaster, and maybe the coaster station is going to be in a whole different area. Again, I don't think that the coaster station is probably your mind buster, but who knows? All we know right now is a lot of things are marked for removal in the Timberwolf Falls area. What do you guys think about
that?
I think Timberwolf Falls could possibly be on the chopping block.
I was gonna say too, because from what I've seen on pictures, there have been a lot of like markers and things like that are going in that area. So I'm starting to think maybe they're removing that, and maybe this dive will be even larger than we've already been, predicting and expecting.
So another area that is something I was not expecting is the Kingswood Theater area. So a couple of you guys met me at the park today. And for anyone that met me today, I told you to go over there and have a look because it's going to be hard to describe. Again, I have an update coming about it. I have footage of it and everything. The haunt tent has been completely removed and a bunch of shipment containers have arrived. The area looks like a ghost town, and it's a very massive plot of land. Even taking Kingswood and leaving it, it's still a big midway area. So the question arises, are they getting ready for a future project? Not saying coaster, it could be a flat ride in that area. Or did something happen and they're having to rebuild? It could be one of two, or it could be nothing. Maybe they just don't want to use that area at all.
Yeah, maybe.
Or it could be because we know that they just recently built a Timber Kits entrance there. Maybe that's where the hotel guests will be dropped off in the shuttle bus. And maybe they're going to really make that entranceway nice like front gate.
I could see that happening as well.
Have two entrances. So it could be anything, right? But there's be a little update about that. What do you guys think it could potentially be for?
Honestly, I could see everything you just said at this point. A flat ride would make sense. I don't know if it'd be it could be a large flat ride or a small flat ride. It could be either or. I haven't really seen the space too much, but yeah, I think it could be a flat ride, or maybe it could be another entrance. We never know at this point. Good blast.
Hard to say. It's very close to where the track also is. Or well, where we suspect the track is also going to be. So maybe they're just widening the area for that, or maybe they're
Wait, what?
Never mind. Maybe they're putting a the entrance thing does make sense actually.
I was gonna say you're on the Kingswood is like away from the construction site.
Never mind. No, I meant where the track storage is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If that's there.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? All right, I think that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions before we wrap up?
No, not really.
I was talking to the viewers.
Nope.
Where does it look like they're putting the hotel? Oh, so the hotel, we know where it's going. You know the entrance on Rutherford Road, and you turn, and there's that little wet grassland in between the entrance to Wonderland and Rutherford Road and the highway. It's going there. Do you think that the fenced-off section of the park is where 2019 roller coaster construction will continue? Yes, the roller coaster construction will continue. The Mindbuster entrance to Splashworks probably will not open this season. You'll have to enter through Timberwolf Falls. Skyhawk was insane today in the wind. They were counting flips, which sucks, but I know I hit upper 30s or 40s. I don't know how you're alive. I did 12 flips yesterday and I almost died.
I did 80 and I went straight to the ground.
A new Splashworks entrance would be a little weird. No, the Splashworks entrance should be the same. So basically what's happened is in between the Splashworks Barracuda Blaster and Mindbuster's entrance, there's footers directly on the path. They've torn up the path. And I think just for one season until, like Valraven has that beautiful area under Valraven, you can walk through it and under it. I think that's what we're going to see. So they'll reconnect the paths in 2019. I think they just had to sacrifice a season, of one path. That's all.
They might also be making changes to that path as well.
So the pullout on this dive coaster then is pretty similar. So we measured the pullout to be about 65 meters on this dive coaster. Hashtag 250 feet.
Maybe.
So are we going to go up by the fence and completely disregard the security guard on Friday? Oh yeah, James is coming to hang out. No, we're not. As Amusement Insiders, we have to respect park policies and rules. But there are different angles. We don't necessarily need to see the track anymore, right?
Yeah.
If we've seen it, there's nothing else to see, and we don't want to piss off the park or violate any rules. I can show you other areas that you can get great shots of the track on the other side of the tunnel, where you can see it in the tarp or look at the construction site. I will be flying my drone this week, Monday to Thursday, because the park is closed. I think that's it for questions.
Yeah. So one last thing before we go, guys.
Hashtag get in the tunnel.
So a lot of you already know about us going to the park on Friday. I will be arriving there at 8:30 a.m. at the latest. And you guys can either meet me at the front entrance or come and find us throughout the day at the park.
Yeah.
Brendan, are we going to do anything in the park to meet up, or?
Yeah. So I've been posting on Instagram. I posted once. So yeah, we're going to do a big meetup because even on Season Pass Holders Night, a lot of people came and met me.
Yeah.
We'll do a big meetup. We get people in school. We're going to be there all day. Don't worry. So you can come after school as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the whole team, even Eastern from the States, might be coming down to Canada's Wonderland on the 4th to hang out.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up, though.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to look for me, I'll be there very, very, very early. I'll be wearing my Amusement Insider sweater, similar to how Brendan has his.
Yeah.
If I'm not at the entrance, I'm either taking pictures elsewhere on the front part of the park, either where Leviathan is or where Behemoth is.
Yeah.
Or in the bathroom. Lol.
Bathroom review.
Bathroom reviews.
All right. If only I have 1.5 hours.
Otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah.
And Brendan, because I've never met this guy before.
I know, and we're going to Cedar Point together in 2 weeks.
He sounds so mean. Just kidding.
You know what? You can walk to Cedar Point now.
All right, I'll start walking now because that's how long it'll take me. Don't know how my boss would tell me about that though.
Lord, we did ask Grace Peacock about Dinosaurs Alive, and she said that she couldn't give us an answer on that quite yet. A few questions that weren't in the interview that we asked and we didn't get an answer on is, would the mountain ever be a walk up again? Didn't have an answer for that. She said she would get back to us. We asked about what other questions did we ask that we couldn't get an answer for?
Dinosaurs alive?
We didn't get an answer for that. There's one more, I think.
My life. We didn't get an answer for that.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll put together a little thing on like one of my videos, the questions we asked that we couldn't get an answer for. Because sometimes those are pretty interesting when a park doesn't want to give an answer on it. It kind of like leads you to a certain direction on that, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be there next couple of weeks. I'll be there every day, so give me a shout. I'm doing this whole like working out at the park thing now. Like today I was walking around for 4 hours.
Yeah. If throughout the day you guys can't find us, send us a message on Discord.
Or Instagram, yeah.
Or Instagram.
You can't miss us though. Like literally, like I met like 6 people to 8 people on Friday night just from my sweater alone.
Yeah.
My plan is if it's like last year when I got to the park on May 6th, Wonder Mountain's Guardian was opened right away, so I might do that first. If any of you guys get there before rope drop, that would be the place to find us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys. Feel free to message me on Instagram if you want to organize the meetup. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, guys.